Hello everyone, my name is Kita, and today I'm going to be showing off my Sims 2 custom hood Red Devil Desert. Now, unlike Isolation, I made sure this one is working. And when I say working, I mean I've hood checked it, used hood checker, and everything looks good. There's no errors that pop up. I used SimPE, made sure all the character files were there. And I've backed it up like 3 separate times, so you know, it's good. Now, for anyone that is interested, after I show this off, that they want the hood themselves, I am working on getting this up on Mod The Sims. Again, I'm working on it, so it's being reviewed right now. It's my first time uploading to Mod The Sims, though. I might have to most likely do some editing or something. But I do intend to put this out there for other people to play if they're interested. Also, I do want to point out that I am using, excuse me, I am using a mod that is on Mod The Sims that adds lifetime wants, new lifetime wants to the game. I don't remember who made it. I just know it was like 50 new lifetime wants is what it was called. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll pop up immediately. But I will put a link to it in the description below for anyone that's interested. So far it's been working great for me. I haven't had any problems. So let me go ahead and show off the map here real quick. I made this terrain myself, and the terrain itself is called Pride Plateau, because I was more trying to base it off of like the Sahara or something. Like I thought of the Lion King when I made this, but I really like that it has little water holes here. Just like Isolation, I am using Pleasant Sims Workforce Center, the prison she made, the cemetery she made, the orphanage she made. And here is some of the residential areas. I am also using a flop house. These would probably mostly be used for people that come out of university, that didn't have a lot of college or didn't do very well in university. This hood does not come with a university attached to it. Besides, I really like to build my universities from the ground up, and I don't think you guys would like a empty university hood, so... But yes, I also made all of these houses, with the exception... all these residential houses, I should say, with the exception of the flop house and the Claro household. I don't know why, I just got fed up when I got to the last house and I was like, I'm just gonna put something in here. I don't have enough energy. Because I don't enjoy building in any game, any Sims game. I hate building. I like to play with my Sims. I don't like to worry about the houses. But I figured this way I could show you guys just how bad, how bad of a builder I am. And I thought you guys might get some enjoyment out of that. So let's go ahead and start with the Carranza family. Also, if you could tell, these houses tend to be bigger than these, just because this is where the more wealthy and bigger households are, and this is where the smaller households tend to be, and also are not as well off usually. So yes, this is the Carranza family. Each family has their own bio, each Sim has their own bio with the exception of children and toddlers. Because the children don't have a lot going on. And toddlers have a hard time having a lot going on because they're just babies. But teens and adults all have their own bios. But yeah, so this is the Carranza family. The Carranza family is full of laid-back people with big dreams. Will any of them be able to accomplish what they've dreamed? I think that's supposed to be dreamt. Oh well, it's fine. I'm not an English major. And I'm actually really fond of a lot of these households. I've made each of these Sims, by the way, incredibly lovingly. Like, these are handmade Sims, thanks. That's why they have pointy ears and things, because I like some ear diversity, because there is still magic in my world. There are elves in my world. And elves really are just Sims that live a little longer with pointy ears. So if you see a Sim with pointy ears, they're probably descended from some sort of elven heritage. Because I like putting magic in my games. And if it doesn't add automatically, then I kind of make it look like it is. Alright, so we're gonna start with Lou here, even though he's number 3 on this list. Lou has always been pretty far out for a teacher. He spends his extra time breakdancing and rapping. He needs to show the kids he teaches that you can be hip no matter how old you are. Age is just a number. So Lou is a Leo. He's very outgoing, he's a little lazy, he's a little playful, and he's kind of grouchy, which makes sense for a teacher as far as I'm concerned. He is a knowledge sim and a secondary fortune. So Lou here is a party animal, which is really funny for an elderly substitute teacher. He is unstable, he loves to swim, he's evil, and he has star quality. So, maybe not the best influence on his children that he teaches, but he's probably the best they have at the moment. As this is still a pretty small town. Lou is Valley Carranza's brother, and Valley is married to Randall. Valley and Randall have 3 grown children, and they all live in the same household. It's more one of those everyone either moved in after college or they never went to college and they just kind of stuck around. And Lou just kind of lives with them for the fact of commuting. It's also kind of because I didn't want to split up the households into a million households. At least not to start. If people decide to move out, that's their choice. So this is Valley. She's got a bit of a nose, but she is a very pretty elderly sim as far as I'm concerned. Valley is all about taking it easy. She likes to do her hobbies as jobs, otherwise she wouldn't stay long in any career. Right now she's trying to create a masterpiece and hopefully have it sell for a lot of money. So she is a Libra, she is a little sloppy, she is a little outgoing, she's a little lazy, and she is a little nice. So she's pretty balanced when it comes to her personality. She's just a kind of a little of this or a little of that. She is a romance sim, who is also a popularity sim, secondary popularity sim. And despite being a romance sim, she has been loyal to Randall all of these years. They've just had a very physical and intimate relationship, basically. She's been very romantic the whole time. She is a gatherer, she is a bookworm, she is a vehicle enthusiast, she loves the heat, and she is a savvy sculptor. So she's very much a homebody. If you look at her skill sets, she doesn't have really any skill points, and she's only the first level of the slacker career. And that's just because for most of her life she was at home taking care of the children. She never really went out and learned many skills, which was fine with her. She wasn't all that let down by it. Hello, Randall. Yes, I know, he has what some people would think is a silly mustache, but I use the facial hair in this game shamelessly, so he has the mustache. You can remove it if you decide to play the hood, but he's keeping it in mine. Because, gosh darn, he wanted some facial hair. He also is the one in the family with the pointy ears, so his children, if they have pointy ears, that's where they got it. So Randall's bio. Randall is a pretty great cook. However, his specialization lies in beverages, not food. He's good at making alcoholic beverages at a bar or making a great cup of joe as a barista. So he's very neat, he's very shy, he's kinda lazy, he's a little playful and a little nice. Very sweet man. So he is a popularity sim with a secondary grilled cheese aspiration. He's hydrophobic, he's ambitious, he's a great kisser, he's a heavy sleeper, he's hot-headed. Which is surprising considering that he's kind of nice. And his aspiration is to take 200 orders as a bartender or barista. Jonah, in my opinion, is a very fine-looking dude. Jonah really wants to be wealthy. Don't we all? Only thing is, he isn't sure how he wants to accomplish that. He always told himself he had plenty of time, but now he's an adult and he can feel the time slipping away. So Jonah is a primary fortune and a secondary grilled cheese like his dad. He is an angler, he's a vehicle enthusiast like his mom, he's a perfectionist, he's artistic, and he's a little unstable, kind of like his uncle. His aspiration is to earn 100,000 simoleons. So he just really wants to make money. Vance is so cute. He's just such a happy-looking sim. And they both took after their dad. They both kind of have the pointy ears a little bit. It's not as prominent, but they're there. Vance took after his father when it came to his love of cooking. Vance aims to be the best chef in Red Devil Desert and is willing to compete against other chefs to do it. So Vance is a little neat, he's a little shy, and he's just kind of meh all the other traits. He's not really too outstanding when it comes to his personality. Kind of takes after his mom that way. And his primary aspiration is family, and his secondary is fortune. He is evil like his uncle. He's avant-garde. He's a supernatural skeptic. He's a snob, but he is also irresistible and not a romance sim, and he has that trait, which is interesting. His lifetime want is to win 20 cooking contests and learn to prepare, 20 dishes. So he wants to be an excellent cook, and he also wants to compete and prove that he is. Not just a good cook, but the best. And I think it's really cute that Jonah is a grilled cheese sim secondary like his dad, and Vance just overall wants to cook like his dad does. They both have like culinary lifetime wants. So I think it's really cute. They both kind of took after him a bit. Alanya just wants to be happy. Whether she finds her happiness in multiple one-night stands or in a single important person doesn't matter to her. She is a little sloppy, and a little serious, and kind of nice. She is hot-headed, she's a diva, she's a vehicle enthusiast like her mom. She has no sense of humor though, so it's hard to kid around with her, and she's also never nude, which is very interesting for a romance sim. So she's a modest romance sim. Interesting combo. So as I said, she is a primary romance, but she's also a secondary family. So the real question here is whether or not she will be loyal to her partner, like her mom, or if she'll go about having multiple one-night stands. And her lifetime aspiration is to reach maximum long-term aspiration, so she really just wants to be happy. I know, what is this, right? I just wanted to do something different. But yes, so this is the Carranza family. So this is the Christensen family. They live right next door to the Carranzas. Everyone in the Christensen family seems to be involved in their own things. Maybe they should take the time to find out what the rest of the family is doing. So I'm going to show you guys their house real quick. I'm not a great builder. For instance, I forgot to put windows. But they have a lovely front porch though. It's real pretty. Bare bones house though. Which is why I wanted them all to start with, was just kind of bare bones, but enough space for them all. So we'll go ahead and start with Rachel. First we'll look at the family tree. Their family tree is pretty simple. Rachel is married to Dalton. And they have 2 children, Carlina and Shane. Carlina had a one-night stand and got pregnant with Laura. The father's not in the picture with them. And Shane is actually divorced and has 2 children from the marriage, Philip and Solomon. And he got custody of the children in the divorce agreement. So Rachel wants everyone everywhere to know who she is. They don't have to know her because she's successful or wealthy, just that everyone knows her. She is a Leo. She is a little neat. She's very outgoing. She's a little lazy, and she's really kind of grouchy. She is a primary popularity and a secondary fortune. She has commitment issues, which means that her husband, Dalton, probably had to ask multiple times over a long period of time to get her to say yes to marrying him. But fortunately, here they are together. She is hydrophobic, she is a social butterfly, she is neat, and she is hot-headed. Her lifetime want is to be a member of 10 hobby clubs and secret society and have best friends in each. Dalton wants to be wealthy and live a happy life with his wife, Rachel. So far, they have been doing just that. He's a Cancer, he's a little... Yeah, he's a Cancer. Yeah, he's a Cancer. He's a little neat. He's a kind of lazy. He's a little serious, and he's kind of nice. He's adventurous. He's non-flirty. He's handy. He's a heavy sleeper. He loves to swim. There are a lot of people that love to swim in this neighborhood, so whenever the government saves up enough money from tax collection and stuff, we're probably gonna put in a swimming pool. I think a lot of people would like that. And his lifetime want is to reach maximum long-term aspiration. Here is their son. Shane wants to be one of the best chefs in Red Devil Desert. Not because he wants fame or wealth or success, but because he knows that food is the fastest way to a person's heart. His children seem to like his food, so he must be on the right track. He is a primary pleasure in a secondary romance. Perhaps that has something to do with why his wife divorced him. Wink, wink, hint, hint. He wants to become... His lifetime want is to become a celebrity chef. So unlike Vance in the previous family, Shane wants to just be a good cook, while Vance wants to be the best cook. And will fight you to prove it. Carolina is all business and no play. She works long hours and makes decent money. She thinks she's keeping her daughter safe from a distance, but maybe what her daughter needs is for her mom to be beside her, not hiding in the bushes with binoculars. That's all gonna make sense in just a second. So she's very sloppy, she's a little outgoing, she's a little playful. Her traits are she's unflirty, like her dad. She's a gatherer. She's a loser, unfortunately. She is hot-headed, and she has commitment issues like her mom. Real cadge, Carlina. Truth be told, she might be asexual, if that was possible in The Sims 2. But she is a private eye level 2. She is a primary fortune and a secondary grilled cheese. She wants to become head of the SCIA. So that's what the hiding in the bushes with binoculars comes from. She basically wants to be like a secret agent and stuff. And she basically kind of stalks her daughter when she has time to make sure her daughter's safe, and all her daughter wants is for her to be beside her. So speaking of Carlina's daughter, Laura. Laura, can you look up for me? I know you're talking to your cousin, but can you look up for me? Thank you. Carlina is an incredibly beautiful sim, in my opinion. Like, she turned out gorgeous. Laura's bio. Laura wants to be the most influential sim in town. You can do so much with influence. Make people get along, make people eat things, make your mom stay home from work and spend more time with you for once. So she is a Leo. She is very sloppy, but she is incredibly outgoing. She is a little lazy and a little grouchy. But yeah, she has max outgoing, which is going to be good for her for the influence thing. She is a primary pleasure and a secondary fortune sim. She has the traits inappropriate, vehicle enthusiast, kleptomaniac, and she's also a vegetarian. Her lifetime want is to maximize influence and use it 200 times. So the story between these two is that she really wants to spend more time with her mom, and her mom thinks she's doing as a mother, Carlina thinks she's doing an okay job as a mother. She's providing for her child, and she's making sure Laura is safe, but all Laura wants is for Carlina to spend more time with her. And the reason that things are not working out is because they're just not communicating. And then we have Shane's sons. This is Shane's son, Philip. Hello, Philip. He's a cute little boy. Looks like Harry Potter with those glasses. Philip doesn't have a bio as he is a little boy. He hasn't had too much going on in his life. He's just being happy being a kid. He is a Leo. He's a little sloppy. He's incredibly outgoing, very much like Laura. And he is very serious and a little grouchy. But we do have some traits for him. He is a good sim, which is very nice. He is a party animal, and he loves to swim. So not really any negative traits for him yet. He's just growing up very well. And then we have the littlest child. Solomon, let me look at you. Oh my god, that nose. He's got like no nose. Okay, but this is Solomon. He's a very pretty little boy. Except for the fact that he has, you know, no nose. But that's okay, buddy. We love you all the same. Again, he is just a little kid. He's growing up. He doesn't really have too much of a bio yet. But he is a Libra. He is very sloppy. He's also very outgoing, much like his cousins, and much like his cousin and his brother. He is a little lazy and a little nice. His traits so far are he is excitable, which makes sense, especially because he's a toddler, and he is neurotic. So he's a bit paranoid. And here we have the Baines family. I know, unfortunate last name, right? Kelly is set up to inherit the Baines family home, and thank goodness too. She needs the room for her 3 children. Hopefully her uncle and father can get to know their nieces and nephews and grandkids before they pass. Probably should change that door to something black, but this is their house. So let's go ahead and look at the family tree. Let me click on Lawrence here. So we have Jordan Baines, who is Lawrence's brother. Lawrence has a daughter named Kelly, and Kelly has 3 children. Now, Kelly had one-night stands, I believe, and just decided to keep all of the babies. Jordan's womanizing days are behind him. Not enough of them left. Jordan just hopes to complete his insect collection before he passes. It's the last thing on his bucket list. So Jordan is a little sloppy, he's kinda shy, he's kinda lazy, he's very playful, and he's kinda nice. Jordan is a romance sim and a secondary pleasure, so in my opinion, he's got double doses of that single life. He is a heavy sleeper, he is a daredevil, he's insane, which isn't crazy because he is getting up there in age, and he is brave. He also hates art. His lifetime want is to complete his insect collection. So this is Lawrence. Lawrence is ready for the end. He just desires to be happy at the end. So he's kind of sloppy, he's very outgoing, he's very lazy, he's kind of serious, and he's kind of nice. A lot of outgoing people in this town. He is over-emotional, he's hot-headed, he's clumsy, he's never nude, and he's a bit of an angler. He is a popularity sim and a secondary grilled cheese, and his lifetime want is to maximize influence and use it 200 times. So Kelly's pretty cute, I think. Kelly loves going out on dates. Hopefully she finds someone else that does too, but also can love her children as much as she does. So Kelly is a primary pleasure and a secondary fortune. She's a record store clerk level 4. She is never nude. So she's never nude like her dad. She loves the heat. She's a hopeless romantic. She's socially awkward, and she's a bit of a schmoozer. Her lifetime want is to have 50 dream dates. So she very much can settle down with a single sim and just have like a bunch of dates. And then of course here are her children. Let me see your little face. I love children. They look so weird in The Sims 2, and then they grow up well and you're like, oh, you turned out okay. So here is Ardell. She is also never nude like her mom. She is a perfectionist, and she has a photographer's eye. So maybe she's gonna grow up to be an artist. And again, children don't have bios, and they're growing up, they're figuring themselves out before they get an aspiration. I actually think Luan is turning out to be a really cute sim. Like, her face looks really cute to me. But she is never nude like her sister Ardell and her mother, and her grandpa. She's absent-minded, though, and a bit of a kleptomaniac already. Maybe she kind of swipes her sister's stuff from time to time. There she is! Isn't she cute? She's also a really cute baby. This is Tonda. Loves the heat, and she is eccentric. And I think her sister, Ardell, loves the heat as well. But this is the Baines family. The last name is a lot more menacing than what's currently going on with them. Iona has never been the hardest worker, but she always takes time to romance her wife, Palmyra. She especially loves to serenade her. Her bio is, Iona has never been the hardest worker, but she has always taken time to romance her wife, Palmyra. She especially loves to serenade her. She is a Leo, she is very sloppy, she is very outgoing. She is a little active, she's kind of serious. She is over-emotional, she is excitable, she is brave, she is hot-headed, and she is actually unflirty. She's a primary pleasure in a secondary popularity sim, and her lifetime want is to earn $10,000 by playing musical instruments. Palmyra's bio is, Palmyra loves her wife Iona. Her favorite pastime is going on vacation with her wife. She's an Aquarius, she's kind of sloppy, she's a little shy, she's very nice though. She's a schmoozer, and she's vegetarian. She's over-emotional. She's clumsy, but she's a Supernatural fan. She's a primary pleasure, just like her wife, but she's a secondary grilled cheese. Palmyra's lifetime want is to collect all vacation mementos. Now, let's look at the tree before I get too far. So, Palmyra and Iona are married. They have one son that they adopted, named Amos. Amos has had 3 children, and he also got recently divorced and moved back in with his mothers. But there also might be another reason that he moved back into town with his moms, which we'll get into in a second. I actually like Amos. I think he's a really cute sim. With his mother's deaths quickly approaching, Amos has taken an interest in death. Perhaps when they die, Amos and the Grim Reaper can work something out. After all, Amos has never been without his mothers. So the story here is Amos is very high in the paranormal career. He's level 9 already. I actually have to fix these stats. Gosh darn it. I have to fix these stats. They should be much higher. They should be right before the dot. But, so he's very high in the paranormal career. He's obviously taken a lot of time to try and figure out ways to save his mothers from their passing. When in truth, Palmyra and Iona, as long as they go together, they're kind of okay with it. Like, they know they've lived a long time and they're ready. It's really Amos who isn't ready for them to leave yet. But really, what child that really loves their parents is ready for such a thing? Just look at that smile. Sorry, can you make like a... Okay, we'll just stick with that face, I guess. She's kind of shy. She's kind of active. She's a little serious. She's a little nice. She is inappropriate, photographer's eye, and absent-minded. Also, I just realized we didn't actually get to look at Amos' stuff. My bad, guys. Sorry. I got so distracted with the story element. Amos is very neat. Amos is a little lazy. He's a little playful. He's very grouchy, though. Amos is unlucky. He's a perfectionist. He's absent-minded. He's mean-spirited. And he's kinda insane. Then again, what person that's like, oh yeah, I can contact the Grim Reaper and bring my parents back from the dead isn't a little insane, you know? Most people don't consider that an option. But he's a primary knowledge and a secondary fortune. And his lifetime want is to become a cult leader level 10, which he's very close to doing. Just look at her. She's adorable. This is Lynn. Lynn has a photographer's eye like her sister Joy. She's a light sleeper and a vehicle enthusiast. And then, of course, we have the little baby, who has a lot of hair. She looks a little weird, but she'll probably grow into it. Her name is Elvira. She is absent-minded like her dad, but she is a good sim. She is a little sloppy, very kind of active, a little playful, kind of grouchy. So, surprising she's a good sim, but kind of grouchy. Usually that influences stuff a little bit. Let me show you guys their house real quick. I haven't put any wallpaper on here because they haven't been able to afford any wallpaper. But they do have a roof, and that's what matters. But the inside of their house is pretty bare bones. It's just got a bed, beds for the kids, for the baby, a bathroom, a kitchen, a table, you know, bare bones. I didn't want to get them too much stuff. I want them to be able to want to buy stuff. Kirsten has always been grateful and happy with her children and grandchildren. She just always wished that she could have given them a better life. Perhaps this is her children's chance to show her she did just fine, and now it's their turn to take care of her. So as you can see, this is one of the bigger families. This is their house, which I think is pretty good. I think I did a pretty good job with this one. They even have like a little back porch. I'm kind of proud of this one. I like it. I'd live in a house like this. Alright, Kirsten, let me look at you. Let me see your face. So this is Kirsten. Kirsten has always wanted her children to be successful and educated, unlike her. Kirsten has only been successful at one thing, and that is taking care of her children. Unfortunately, that skill doesn't pay the bills. So she is an Aries. She is a little neat, she's a little outgoing, and she's kind of grouchy. She is a primary family and a secondary grilled cheese. She's a diva, a schmoozer, over-emotional, and a good sim. She's a little absent-minded though, but in her old age you can forgive that. Her lifetime want is to graduate 3 children from college. Unfortunately, only one of her children has graduated from college. So, considering that she doesn't have any more children, it's gonna be kind of hard. So Kirsten had a husband who died of old age. She's also starting to get up there in years. But she has her son Lane and her daughter Florentina. Florentina is the one that graduated from college. Lane found out that he didn't really feel like college was his thing, so he never went. Lane has 2 children, Dorothea and Bernardia. Florentina has 3 children, Tyrell, Jay, and Abe. So I think Florentina's kind of cute. She is, let's read her bio. As a partygoer, Florentina aims to spread her influence across town. It's a lot easier to spread joy at parties when you can influence everyone to get along. Florentina's ex-husband was also a party animal. However, he died of illness a few years ago, and Florentina and her 3 children moved in with her brother, who was also taking care of their mother. So Florentina used to be married, but unfortunately her husband died. So she's now a single mom taking care of 3 children. But luckily has familial help. So she is a little neat, she's very outgoing, she's really lazy. She's also really serious, but she's also very nice. She's a good sim, much like her mom. She's hydrophobic, she's socially awkward, she's avant-garde, and she is a great kisser. So once you get past the social awkwardness and romancer, she's a good time, basically. She is a primary pleasure in a secondary grilled cheese sim, and her lifetime want is to maximize influence and use it 200 times. Now Vance, who's lovingly holding his littlest daughter, Lane's bio is Lane has always wanted to be a mechanic. Now that he's adopted 2 little girls, now that he's adopted 2 little girls and has a stay-at-home job, oh my god, I really fucked up this sentence. Now that he has adopted 2 little girls, having a stay-at-home job is perfect. Maybe he should open a car retailer. And that's his makeshift cars over here that he likes to work on. He is a little sloppy, he's a little shy, he's a little lazy, but he's very nice. This whole family's full of really nice people. He's over-emotional, he's a bit of a loser. Sorry, Lane. He's kinda insane, he loves the cold, and he's a loner. He is a primary fortune and a secondary knowledge. His lifetime goal is to restore 50 cars. Now Tyrell is Florentina's oldest child, but Tyrell's bio is Tyrell dreams of being the best journalist in Red Devil Desert, but perhaps in his pursuit, he'll end up on the front page. So he's kinda playful, he's a little grouchy, he's a Taurus, he is a primary knowledge and a secondary fortune. He's a great kisser, he hates art, he's flirty, he's brooding. So he might be a bit of a lady killer then, since he's flirty and a great kisser. And brooding. His lifetime want is to be a media magnate, so top of the journalism career. So this is Jay. Jay is a little sloppy, he's a little active, and he's a little grouchy. Doesn't have a bio, he's just a kid growing up. He's over-emotional, he loves to swim, and he's a light sleeper. And then the youngest, oh my god, what is happening? Oh, did you try to hug him and he rejected you? Oh no, Florentina, are you okay? Oh, she looks so upset too. So this is Abe. Abe is a little neat, he's kinda shy. He's a little nice, doesn't have a bio yet. He has star quality, he's evil, unlike most of the rest of his family, so he's a bit of a black sheep. He is a mooch as well. Dorothea is a Cancer, she is a little neat, she's a little lazy. She's pretty middle when it comes to her personality traits. Score. Ooh. She is a coward, she's a heavy sleeper, she's a night owl. And this is the littlest of all the children. This is Bernardia. Bernardia is grumpy and loves the heat. She is a Sagittarius, so she's a little sloppy, a little shy, kinda active, very playful, and very grouchy. Like, we're about to get into the dramatic families in a hot minute. Like, Arfaio's got a lot of stuff going on. The Arfaio family is what most would call complicated. So many secrets and secretly held grudges. Will they all make it to their elder years, I wonder? So this is Derek. Let's look at the family tree here. So Derek Arfaio is married to Danielle Arfaio. Sorry, Arfaio, yeah. They have 4 children. And as far as the family tree goes, it's not that complicated. There doesn't seem to be a ton going on. Unless you notice that Danielle is still an adult and Derek is an elder. When they met and when they got together, they were pretty much the same age. Derek's bio. Derek is an adventurous elderly chap. He met his wife Danielle 20 years ago. She was stunning, charming, and caring. It took 4 years of asking, but eventually the two of them did tie the knot. They had their first child soon after the wedding. As the years passed, they noticed their son Hiram had wings. Not expected. Both Derek and Daniel suspect their son has been switched out with a changeling. Derek, despite this, loves Hiram as his own son, though Derek has made it his mission in life to find his taken son. On every adventure, he keeps his eyes peeled. Is it just him, or is his wife aging incredibly gracefully? But because he did roll this be a vampire one, I think he really suspects Danielle for what she is. Though she has not come out about it, and she's at work right now. Unfortunately, when I made this family and moved them in and gave them their jobs, like, her job was, like, immediately after I moved them in. But I do want to show her to you guys, so I don't know how I'm gonna remember it. But we'll just read her stuff for now. Danielle is an incredibly beautiful and friendly woman. She loves people, and not just because they're tasty, I mean tasteful. She fell in love with Derek's persistence. He'll die before her anyway, so might as well give him 40 years of happiness. Such a sweet man. His wealth will make it easy to start her financial empire once he's passed, so it's not a total loss of 40 years. Danielle considers it a long-term investment. She loves all of her children, of course. She just doesn't particularly care what they're doing now. She has her own life to think about. So Danielle is pretty removed from most people as an eternal being, because she is, unless you haven't noticed, a vampire. Surprisingly, none of her children have been born vampires, though. Danielle is a Cancer. She is very neat. She is a little shy, a little lazy, a little serious. She is hot-headed. She's non-committal. She has commitment issues. She's artistic. She's irresistible. And she's eco-friendly, so she does care about the environment. Probably because she's going to be here a long time, so she has to. She is a popularity, primary, and a secondary romance. So yeah, unfortunately I can't give you a close-up because she is currently at work. Mitch, no! Don't go to work yet! I need to look at you! Oh, the driver's cute, though. No, Mitch, let me look at you. Okay, so this is Mitch. He's about to go to work. He also suspects his mother of being a vampire, because he also wishes to become one. So, Mitch's bio. Mitch is a well-known dancer, however his true passion is hair and makeup. He dreams of opening his own salon someday. He's not sure if he wants to retire from dancing once he does, though. He is a Scorpio. He is a little sloppy, a little shy, incredibly active, and a little grouchy, kinda grouchy, yeah. He's irresistible, much like his mom. He's flirty, he's eccentric, he's a born salesperson, which will make it good for him if he does open up that salon shop. And he is absent-minded, so a bit of an airhead. He is a primary romance and a secondary knowledge. Honestly, he's not a bad-looking sim as far as I'm concerned. Like, that nose is a little much, but it's not awful. Xavier, like Hiram, loves games. His life goal is to be the best gamer in the world, but can he beat his big brother Hiram? Xavier is a Taurus. He is a little lazy, incredibly playful, and kinda grouchy. This family seems to have kinda grouchy sims in it. He is mean-spirited, which is not something you want in a competitor of anything. He's a perfectionist, he's a natural cook, he's brooding, and he's a vegetarian, which is hilarious considering his mother is a vampire, and I think that's pretty much the opposite of a vegetarian. He, like his brother Mitch, is a romance sim and a secondary knowledge. Armand loves to be outside. He's incredibly athletic. He doesn't get along with Hiram, his fairy brother, whose existence he considers unnatural. He also blames Hiram because if he hadn't been placed in their house, then his real normal brother would still be with him. So Armand and Hiram have a bit of a rough relationship. More because Armand doesn't think his brother Hiram belongs in the family. Even though what happened really isn't Hiram's fault, it's just something fairies do. So Armand loves the heat, he's a daredevil, he's a mooch, he's a supernatural skeptic, and he is unlucky. He is a primary fortune and a secondary pleasure. He is an Aries, he's very neat, kind of outgoing, a little active, kind of serious, and kind of grouchy. His whole family's real grouchy. His lifetime want is to be a Hall of Famer. Also, I think I skipped this. So Xavier's lifetime want is to win 30 gaming competitions and own all 8 video games. So he is a hardcore gamer. Mitch's lifetime want is to perform 200 paid salon makeovers. And now we come to Hiram, the most controversial member of the family. He is a fairy. He is specifically a changeling. He was traded out at birth with the actual son of the family. And the actual son is being taken care of by fairies elsewhere. Hiram loves games so much that he plays video games professionally. He also is very fond of people and parties. He desires to be the center of attention no matter what room he's in. He's excited for the rest of his eternity, because fairies in my game do not age after they hit adult. He is a Virgo, he is incredibly neat, he's very shy, he's very active, he's very serious, and he's kind of nice. So overall, he's actually a really sweet guy. His traits are he's ambitious, he's flirty, he's frugal, he's a light sleeper, he loves the cold, and of course he is a primary pleasure and a secondary popularity. So yeah, there is a bit of drama going on in this household. Let me just show you what the household looks like. Oh no, the bat box! You guys don't see anything! This is the household. I think it's okay. It's not a worse build. I think it's alright. Don't look at that. They didn't have enough money for the back coating. Monarca family. This is a family of risk takers. Sylvia is still partying in her elderly years and taking her children with her to parties. Hayden keeps going on vacation to travel and see the world, and Cheryl keeps deep sea diving to discover what lies on the ocean floor. Will little Ona take after the rest of the family with the risk-taking lifestyle? So this is Sylvia Monarca. She has 2 children, Sherelle and Hayden has a daughter, Ona. Sylvia is known for her party hopping even in her old age. However, she usually party hops with her children. If there was a birthday party going on, Sylvia always made sure her children were there. She's the mom that lets her children throw parties and drink a little as long as it's in their home. She's always given her children the freedom to grow. Sylvia has always been of the opinion that children are going to explore with or without your permission. Best to agree and ask they do the experimenting and risky things in the safety of your home. So Sylvia is very neat, she's very lazy, and she's kind of nice. She's very neat, she's very lazy, and she's a little nice. So Sylvia is rebellious. Who would have seen that coming? She's a loser. That's unfortunate. She's inappropriate. She's never nude. And she is a natural cook. Oh, and I spent all of her points. She is a primary pleasure and a secondary family. She's currently unemployed. You can see it from all the job wants. Her lifetime want is to get promoted in 15 different careers. You know, maybe like turn around. Oh, are you getting your daughter a bottle? That's so nice. Look at you being a good dad. Sylvia's oldest child, Hayden, has always been adventurous, whether that means traveling or woohooing. Hayden wants to be rich just to be able to adventure more. Hayden did have a one-night stand with a woman in college, and she was going to give the baby. Hayden, however, decided to keep the baby, much to everyone's surprise. Hayden believes his daughter Ona will be the perfect traveling companion when she is older. They will see the wonders of the world together. That is what a daughter of his deserves. And Hayden is an Aquarius. He's a little sloppy, he's a little lazy, but he is kinda nice. His traits are he is rebellious, he is a night owl, he's rebellious like his mom, he's a night owl, he's unstable, he is a vegetarian, and he is a slob. Cheryl has inherited her brother's love of adventure. Cheryl's love of adventure leads to the sea. She loves everything under the ocean. She's even a vegetarian because she doesn't want to eat fish. Perhaps she'll eventually meet the most elusive of undersea creatures, a mermaid? So Cheryl is a little sloppy, she's a little lazy, she's a little playful, and a little outgoing. She's never nude, she is a vegetarian, she is excitable, she is a good sim, and she is a schmoozer. She is a primary fortune and a secondary popularity. And then, of course, we have little Ona. Look at that chippy little face. Ona is a Gemini. She is a little sloppy, a little outgoing, very active, a little serious, and kind of grouchy. She is clumsy, and she is absent-minded. Clumsy's probably not a good trait for an adventurer to have if she decides to go down that path. Yeah, the house isn't that complicated, it's just a box, basically. Vinny has always wanted a successful financial empire. She always felt destined for it. However, having a family has slowed down her progress significantly, and now she is an elder. Feeling the creeping of the Grim Reaper on her heels, she hopes her empire will be created by her sons, and the Finucane name will mean something, because she knows her daughter Luana isn't going to do it. Vinny initially came to Red Devil Desert to build a shopping empire. However, she got here with little funds. She fell in love with her husband, may he rest in peace, and they had children. Children can be quite draining financially, so Vinny hasn't even opened her first shop yet. She hopes her children can follow in her dream, and the Finucane name will finally mean something in Red Devil Desert. So, Vinny is a little neat, she's a little playful, and she's very grouchy. Kinda grouchy, sorry. She is a vegetarian, she is a kleptomaniac, she's grumpy, she's neat, and she is rebellious. She is a fortune sim and a secondary family, and her lifetime want is to own 5 top-level businesses, which unfortunately probably will not happen at this point, considering her time looks like it's about to run out. Ian is a man that is known for taking the easy road in life. He's charming, easygoing, and especially good with the ladies. So good, in fact, that he has a daughter. Her mother was going to give her up for adoption, but Ian didn't like the idea of that. Ian figures he'll be better than an orphanage. It was time he took the hard road for something, and when he sees Vanita smile, he can't help but think that was the right decision. Vanita is his little girl. But Ian is a little neat, a little shy, a little serious, and a little nice. He has the trait neat, he's a mooch, he's a good sim, he is a bit insane, and he is over-emotional. He is a primary romance and a secondary knowledge. His lifetime want is to woohoo with 20 different sims. Very romance sim of him. Jefferson is Vinny's oldest son and child. Jefferson is a fashion journalist. He stays updated on what the latest fashion in SimCity, as well as Red Devil Desert, is. He plans on opening a hair salon to show his artistic expression, but also to give his mother one store with the Finucane family name on it. He just has to save up enough money to do that. He is an Aries, he's a little neat, he's very outgoing, he's a little lazy, a little serious, and kinda grouchy. He's neat, he's adventurous, so he's neat like his brother. He's adventurous, he's a sailor, he's hot-headed, and he's kind of a snob. He is a popularity sim with a secondary pleasure aspiration, and his lifetime want is to perform 200 paid salon makeovers. Maybe there's someone he could hire, or perhaps that's in one of our other families that has the same lifetime want. Or perhaps they will have competing salons. Luana is on the market for a spouse. She isn't very excited about the romancing part, but she is very excited about the babies part. She can't wait to teach them all she knows about the dark arts. She is kinda sloppy, she is kinda active, and she is a little grouchy. She is ambitious, she is eccentric, she's a Supernatural fan, she's a kleptomaniac, and she's unflirty. And as you can tell, she is an evil wit. And Luana is a primary family and a secondary popularity. Fanita is a Cancer. She is very shy, she is very nice, she's insane like her dad, yeah. She has star quality, and she is a genius, which will really be helpful for her, depending on what she wants to do. The Pierce family, again, is a very big family. Jean Stiles fell in love with Beulah Pyers in SimCity while she was running a cash register at one of his father's stores. They went on a date, and a year later, they were married. Jeans wanted to show his devotion to Beulah by taking her last name. Over the 40 years they have been married, a rift has formed between Jean and Beulah. Is it Geen? I'm gonna say Geen. Geen attempted to become as successful as his father. Geen attempting to become as successful as his father has led to many long nights at work and away from his wife. This family also has a bit of drama going on. She's on the toilet, so ignore that. But Beulah has always wanted a big family. Unfortunately, Geen has never been too fond of the idea of having children. Plus, he's always spending long nights working. He doesn't even mind that a lot of Beulah's family is living with them right now, but she thinks that's just because he isn't home long enough to really see any of them, or her. Beulah settled for helping to take care of her brothers Brooke and her sisters Starla's children. As far as she is concerned, she loves them like her own, and that is enough. Or is it? So Beulah is neat, she is kinda lazy, she is very playful, and she's kinda grouchy. But given her situation, I know why. She is lucky, she is dramatic, she is a vehicle enthusiast, she is rebellious, and she loves to swim. She is a family sim, and she is a secondary knowledge. And she would like her husband to turn her into a vampire as well. Her lifetime aspiration is to make $10,000 10,000 simoleons by playing poker, so she's a bit of a gamer, you could say. Jean Pierce goes on vacation with his wife every year to celebrate their anniversary. Last year, Jean and Beulah ran into a vampire at the haunted house they were staying at. The vampire offered the both of them the gift of eternity. Beulah declined, but Geen agreed. Now Geen gets to be a silver fox for the rest of his eternal life, or at least until he drinks a cure potion. Maybe now he'll have time to create that shop empire he's always wanted. He just has to work harder. Doesn't even think of his wife at all. And his lifetime want is to have a top business with maxed out skill / badges, plus sales, restocking, register badges. So he wants like a really successful single store. He loves to swim. He's a supernatural skeptic. So what I like to imagine is that when the guy offered them eternity, Beulah was actually like, that doesn't sound very good, I'm gonna pass. And then Geen was just like, yeah, okay, give me eternity. And then he turned into a vampire. The guy did actually turn him into a vampire, so the skeptic thing was kind of thrown back in his face. At least that's my canon. But that's the cool thing about this. I might give you guys a neighborhood, but how you interpret certain things might be different from me, and I think that's really neat. He's also ambitious, he's hot-headed, and he is flirty. He is, of course, a primary fortune. He is a secondary romance. And neither of these two have cheated on each other in the many years they've been married. That might change, who knows? But so far, story-wise, they haven't. Also, let me show you guys the family tree, actually, before I get into things here. So, Beulah has two siblings, Starla Pierce and Brooke Piers. Is it Pyers? I'm sorry. Starla Pyers and Brooks Pyre. And of course, she's married to Jean Pyre. Jean Pyre and Bula Pyre have not married. They are married. They have not had children because Jean hasn't really wanted them. Sorry, Geen. I keep saying it wrong. Geen hasn't really wanted kids. He was never really big on the idea, and Bula accepted that, but really it's been bothering her all these years. And now she's elderly, and it's too late for her to have any of her own. So she has settled for taking care of her siblings' children like her own children. So Starla has a daughter named Maria, and Maria has a son named Brenton. And Brooks has 2 sons, Duncan and Tanner. And yes, Brooks is a plant sim. We'll get there. Starla is a very socially active old woman who still takes time to go out to bars with her girlfriends, and maybe participates in a quick hookup or two still. In fact, this lifestyle is what gave her her daughter, Maria. Starla never realized that there was anything she could love more than her lifestyle, but she does. Starla reconnected with her sister Bula and moved into her estate. Bula was more than happy to help raise Maria, as her baby daddy wasn't in the picture, and Bula had never had children of her own. Ironically, it was this whole incident that helped Starla decide she was gay. While she loves her daughter, she doesn't want to have another one that oh my gosh, oh my god, I lost my place. While she loves her daughter, she doesn't want to have another one that would just be abandoned by their father. And unfortunately for Starla, usually men who do one-night stands at bars aren't really looking for a commitment. But woohooing with women doesn't have those consequences, does it? So really, she's bisexual, but she doesn't like the possible consequences of being with a man, so she has decided to pursue only women. So in Sims 2 mechanic speech, she's gay. So she is a little sloppy, she's kind of outgoing, she's very lazy, she's very playful, and she's kind of grouchy. She is a Taurus. She is evil. She is perceptive. She is unstable. She is a great kisser, and she is rebellious. She is a primary family and a secondary romance. And of course, you can see here, she wants to get a grandchild, and she does want to fall in love with someone. Brooks also wants to be a vampire, a plant sim vampire, oh my god. Brooks turned into a plant sim after getting into a weeding accident. However, he came to realize he really loves being a plant sim. Brooks unfortunately has the tendency to discover things about himself a little too late in life. For example, he married a woman, and after having 2 children with her, realized he was gay. The divorce was messy, but Brooks is more than happy he got his children out of the arrangement, even if his wife got to keep the house. He moved in with his sister Bula and her husband after the messy divorce, and similarly with Starla and Maria. Bula was happy to have Brooks and his children living. So Brooks is very neat, he's a little outgoing, he's kinda lazy, he's kinda serious, and he's a little nice. He is a mooch, he's ambitious, he's hot-headed, he's a social butterfly, and he is brave. Brooks is a knowledge sim with a secondary fortune aspiration, and he wants to raise a wonder child, which is like they get top grades, they go to college, graduate with honors, they go to private school when they're younger, like it's the whole shebang. Unfortunately, he has no more children. Like he has 2 grown children. So, and there are no children in the orphanage currently. He could grow his own, he's a plant sim. But that's really getting down to the wire with that. So it's really up to you guys what he's gonna do. I might try to make him try it. Try to have another kid, do it all. But I don't know. Actually, no, you couldn't accomplish this with a plant sim because they skip the teenage years. They can't go to college, so even if he were to grow his own baby, it wouldn't work. So yeah, I think he's out of luck with his lifetime wish, unfortunately, but that just kind of happens sometimes. Tanner, who also wants to be a vampire. Brooke's youngest son, Tanner, is an incredibly charismatic fellow. He's already making headlines in SimCity with his acting career. He lives out in Red Devil Desert, away from the city, to be away from all the journalists and reporters. Well, most of them, anyway. He would be lying if he said his father's position in Simtastical News as a popular journalist didn't give him the boost he needed to stardom. But he also knows he worked for it to some extent. He has a degree to prove it. So Tanner is kinda neat. He's a little outgoing. He's kinda lazy. He's a little serious. He is a Cancer. He is a social butterfly, a coward, a kleptomaniac, a born salesperson, and a light sleeper. He is a primary fortune and a secondary knowledge. And the secondary knowledge is probably why he wants to be a vampire, forever famous. His lifetime want is to be a prestidigitator, so to reach the max entertainment career. And currently, he's not doing bad. He's currently a headliner. Level 9, so he's doing really well for himself. Duncan is one of Brooke's children. He is the closest to Geen. In fact, he convinced Geen to turn him into a vampire. Duncan is also the one who caused the weeding accident, as he is the gardener in the family. So he caused his father's weeding accident. I'm sure he didn't mean to turn his dad into a plant sim. Right? Duncan has a fascination with law and rules. He made all the rules for games he, Maria, and Tanner played while growing up. He will make a great lawyer. So Duncan is kinda neat, he's kinda shy, he's a little lazy, he's a little playful. He is also a Cancer like Tanner. Duncan is a heavy sleeper. He's excitable, he has a green thumb, he's evil, and he is also insane. So something's not quite stable with Duncan. Duncan is a primary fortune in a secondary family. He wants to become the law. He wants to max out the law career, and he is currently level 3 legal secretary. Like mother, like daughter, Maria has a tendency to go out to bars and find other single people for a friendly hookup. And much like her mother, Maria had a daughter from a one-night stand, whose father also decided to be out of the picture. You know what? You know what Maria decided to do? That's right. Keep her bar-hopping lifestyle and simply be gay so as not to have this happen again. The apple really doesn't fall that far from the tree. Maria is a Cancer, just like her cousins. She is a little neat and a little serious. She's eccentric, she is a coward, much like Duncan. She is a gatherer, she is hot-headed, and she is eco-friendly, though. She cares about the environment. Probably because she has a child and she wants the best for them. She is a primary fortune and a secondary romance. And her lifetime want is to reach the top of a career and have 3 children on high levels of their careers. So she just really wants just a successful lineage. And Aries, he's a little outgoing and really grouchy. So, He is a good sim, though. Not evil like his uncle. And he is absent-minded. And again, they didn't really have enough money for me to put to decorate the outside, but this is the house. Everyone's got their own rooms. We do still need a baby carriage in here, though. This is the feathering. So we're now getting into the lower income houses. The houses aren't as big, the people aren't as well off. This is the Fetheringham household. The passing of Dora Fetheringham has rocked this household to its core. 2 grieving teenage boys take the loss of their mother in different ways. A grandmother mourns over burying her daughter before herself. Will grief bring this family closer together or drift them further apart? Felisa. Felisa is devastated by the loss of her daughter, but she will push forward and take care of her grandchildren in her daughter's place. She would love to live long enough to see them all grow up. She's an Aries. She is a little neat, a little outgoing, a little active, a little serious, and kind of grouchy. She has a photographer's eye. She is over-emotional. She is socially awkward, a coward, and evil, which is very surprising. Okay, so she is a family primary and a secondary pleasure, and her lifetime want is to have 6 grandchildren, which is not going to happen, most likely, because she only had the one daughter and she unfortunately passed. And here's Dora's gravestone as well. Yeah, Dora passed, and now she's taking care of the 2 kids. Valentin is a changeling that was switched out at birth by fairies. Despite that, his grandmother loves him as though he were her blood. His mother did too. Valentin tries his best to be nice for them, as they have been so good to him, but he finds such a path difficult. As a carefree spirit, Valentin lives for pleasure and adventure. Will anything or anyone persuade him to take some responsibility? So Valentin is a Libra. He's kind of outgoing, he's kind of lazy, he's a little serious and a little nice. He is evil. He is, much like his grandmother, he is a bot fan, he is adventurous, he's a loser, and of course he is a fairy, aka a changeling. So he is a pleasure sim and a secondary family sim, and his lifetime want is to become a professional party guest, so to max out the Slacker career. And he actually is already in the Slacker part-time career. Jerry wants a family of his own. He doesn't have a girlfriend or his own place yet, and some people would say he is a bit young to be thinking about children, but he wants a family to be there for, unlike his mom, he'll do better. So he's taking the grieving very hard. He's taking the loss very hard. So he's very sloppy, he's very outgoing, he's very active, and he's very grouchy. He is hydrophobic, he's a born salesperson, he's absent-minded, but he is a hopeless romantic. He is a family sim and a grilled cheese sim, secondary, wants to graduate 3 children from college. So he's already thinking of the future pretty far in advance. Nothing too complicated, it's really a box and their mother's tombstone out here. When her ghost shows up, we will put her in the cemetery when we actually start playing. And this is the Shanahan residence. Anya is taking care of her granddaughter Katie as her daughter passed from an accursed flu that rocked Red Devil Desert. Will Anya live long enough to see Katie grow up, or at least be old enough to take care of herself? So, as you can see, there is a bit of a trend. There obviously was a disease that happened that did sort of kill off some Sims. And the town thinks that the disease was caused by, the devil that's rumored to be in their area. Basically, anything bad is blamed on this mysterious devil figure that is said to roam the neighborhood. Anya loves gardening. She hopes to be able to grow a plant that may prolong her life long enough to see her granddaughter reach adulthood. Will she manage it? So she is an Aquarius. She is sloppy. She is kind of shy. She's kind of lazy. She's really playful, and she's kind of nice. She's rebellious. She's a hopeless romantic. She's a great kisser. She's lucky. She's flirty. So really, she's just a really romantic person. She's a primary fortune and a secondary grilled cheese. And she wants to harvest 2,000 best quality garden produce. So here is Anya. Natalie, again, unfortunately has passed. And Katie is her granddaughter. And here is Natalie's tombstone over here. And she has no bio because she's just a kid. And she is max shy. No points at all. Max shy. She is kind of active, kind of playful, and a little nice. And she is a kleptomaniac. She's shy, which makes sense. And she is clumsy. Here is their house. Their house is pretty cute. It's not complicated. Yeah, they just have like a nice front porch. All the simple bare necessities. The theme The Themans are a very carefree, go-with-the-flow kind of family. Let's see where the River of Life takes them. So this is their house. Again, nothing really all that complicated. And the layout's pretty bare bones. Like, there's nothing even in this room. And here's just another bathroom. So we have Mirian, who had Cirrus, who had Anne May and Summer. Mirian has lived a full, suspicious life. Now she would just like to die happy in the sun. She's a little neat, a little outgoing, little active, little serious, kinda grouchy. She's a vegetarian, star quality, light sleeper, never nude, and a vehicle enthusiast. Now, why did I say suspicious life? Because she's in the criminal career and she's a con artist. In fact, her lifetime want is to reach maximum long-term aspiration, so she really just wants to die happy at this point. Cirrus has always valued skill over knowledge. He's never been to college, he's always wanted to try flower arranging, or building robots, or gardening. He's a little neat, he's a little shy, he's very playful, and he's very grouchy. He has star quality like his mom, he's a loner, he's hot-headed, he's absent-minded, and he has a photographer's eye. His lifetime aspiration is... His lifetime want is to gain 5 gold badges. So he wants to be a very skilled sim. And currently he is in the gamer career level 3. Knowledge sim and a secondary fortune. I don't think I said what his mother was. Mirian is a primary fortune, secondary knowledge, so swapped them. And then we have Cirrus's daughter, Anna May, who looks a lot like him as far as I'm concerned. She's very outgoing. She's a little active and a little serious and very grouchy like her dad. She is mean-spirited, so she's a bit of a bully. She's a night owl, and she's a loser. Who is Summer. Summer is absent-minded and a sailor, so she's gonna really like water when she gets older. She's a Taurus, she's a little outgoing, she's a little lazy, she's kinda playful and a little grouchy. And we have the Eveler household. After Wyatt's mother died in a flying broom accident, Ephraim had to raise Wyatt alone. Despite having a magical son, Ephraim thinks he's done a great job and is very proud of his boy. So Ephraim is Wyatt's dad. Ephraim wants to be the best dancer in Red Devil Desert. All of Red Devil Desert needs to see these smokin' moves. He is a little sloppy, kinda shy, a little lazy, kinda playful, and kinda nice. He is a coward, he's socially awkward, he's frugal, he's a bookworm, and he's a little bit insane. He is a primary knowledge and a secondary family. Wyatt found out he took after his mother and was a warlock after he accidentally turned a boy at school into a toad. Ironically, his potion brewing skills are helping with his dream of becoming a great chef. Kinda lazy. He is lucky, inappropriate, a genius, and a night owl. He is a knowledge sim with a secondary grilled cheese. He does dream of becoming a celebrity chef. So max out the chef career, the culinary career. And this is their house. It's a simple little... Galen and Dementia have always been close, and the two of them always went partying and bar hopping together. They got a little distant after Dementia went to college. However, after Dementia invited Galen to move in with her in exchange for helping with the children, Galen moved in with Dementia, and they've never been closer. This is the Inche family. Galen has always loved meeting rich and influential people. They give the best presents. She babysits for her sister on occasion. After all, 3 children is quite a handful for a single mom. So she is kinda lazy, kinda playful. So she's a romance, primary and a secondary popularity. She is brave, rebellious, bookworm, a bit insane, and has star quality. Her lifetime want is to get promoted in 15 different careers, so she's a bit of a job hopper. Demencia dreams of being a top-tier chef, and with 3 children, Demencia has had plenty of practice over breakfast and dinner. So Demencia is a little neat, very outgoing, very lazy, very playful, kind of grouchy. She has star quality, she's clumsy, she's inappropriate, she's unlucky, but she's a great kisser. Her lifetime want is to become a celebrity chef. So we have a lot of people in town that are really into cooking. So we might have a restaurant opening up soon, who knows? Hollis is a Scorpio, he's very neat, and he's very grouchy. He's a coward, a heavy sleeper, and he's kinda grumpy. We have Lachelle. She is an Aquarius. She is kinda sloppy, a little shy, a little lazy, very playful, kinda nice. She's clumsy and easy to impress, but as a toddler, being easy to impress makes sense. But this is Sunny, who's a boy. He's evil and clumsy. It's great. He is a Gemini. He is very sloppy. He is a little outgoing. He is incredibly active. He is a little serious and kind of grouchy. Evil and clumsy. We have much to look forward to. But yeah, this is their house. It's very bare bones as well. They don't even have a living room. That's what the whole thing looks like. But they have 2 bedrooms, they have a place for a toddler, they have beds for the kid, 2 cribs, like they have the necessities, but they don't even have a living room or dining table. They just didn't have enough money. And then finally, we are at the Claro household. Leland Claro's daughter died from illness. Leland has taken it upon himself to raise his daughter, Meryl. However, Leland's lived a lot of years. Can he hold out long enough to see Meryl all grown up? And Claro's daughter's tombstone is right over here. The family tree looks like this. Unfortunately, she is passed. Leland Claro's daughter died from illness. Leland has taken it upon himself to raise his daughter's daughter, Meryl. However, Leland's lived a lot of years. So basically the same as the family bio, because there's not too much going on in this household. He's very sloppy. He's a little outgoing. He's very outgoing. He's a little lazy. He's kind of playful, and he's a little grouchy. He loves the outdoors, he's hot-headed, he's eco-friendly, he's a coward, and he's charismatic. He is a primary family sim and a secondary popularity. And of course we have little baby Meryl. She is a little sloppy, she's kind of sloppy. She's a little outgoing and a little playful. But overall pretty even. And she is brave, unlike her grandfather, and she is absent-minded. And as you can see, his house doesn't even have a crib or anything in it. It was not ready to take care of a little toddler. So that is all for Red Devil Desert. I'll probably start playing this pretty immediately, as soon as my voice recovers. I've been talking a lot. It was a lot of reading. And it's going to be a lot of editing. I have to edit out a lot of those loading screens for you guys, because this video is probably going to be half this amount of time after editing. But yeah, I'll probably start recording pretty immediately. And once this is okayed on Mod The Sims, or I end up putting it on a Tumblr instead, I'll send out a message in the community messages on YouTube about it, so you guys know where to get it if you would like to play it. Also, let me know what you think of the stories down below. I'm open to critiques and things. This is my first public custom hood. I've made a few custom hoods, but this is the first time I've actually made stories for everybody and like shared it with other people. So I'm really open to critiquing, as well as if any questions you have, like let me know if you need some direction on how to make your own terrain. If you really want to do that, I can point you to a few videos that I watched and just things like that. But yeah, so I will see everybody in the next video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. And here, hello, let me look at you. Let me see you. I wish I could zoom in. How do I zoom in? Can I zoom in? How do I get down? Ah, that's how you zoom in. My mind's blown, guys. I've learned something new. Hello, open your eyes. Lawrence. No, now you're looking down. Lawrence. Stop looking down. Look up at me. He's playing with this. It's cute. Can you look up, please? Okay, can you guys stop playing? I really am trying to do stuff. No, no, no. Lawrence. Lawrence. Okay. This is good enough. Oh my gosh, everybody's playing with the children. I can't get a good... Kelly, look at me, please. Kelly. I need attention, Kelly, please. Kelly. Kelly, stop. Thanks. Oh, no. Okay, no, Kelly, I want to look at your beautiful face. Kelly, please. Okay, hi, Kelly. This is Iona. How you doing? Oh, god damn it.